word on the street is uh, Terence Crawford turns down a fight with Manny Pacquiao. I guess over money issues or the split. And if this is true, I couldn't find any solid article on it, but I'm just going off of what I've heard. But that's why I said word is until I actually can see where that actually is the case, and then I'll drop another video on it. But if this is the truth, I say good for Bud, man. And then what happened was they said that Manny Pacquiao, I guess since Bud turned down the offer to fight him, now he's trying to run over to fight Errol Spence now. And I heard Errol Spence gave him the thumbs down. And I got to say this to both Errol Spence and Bud. Good for y'all, man. Claps to them. Claps to them brothers. I salute both of them. I salute Errol Spence. I salute Terence Crawford for giving the big fuck you middle finger to Manny Pacquiao, man. Because this dude is just clearly in the sport, holding up shit, putting, he's putting himself as an obstacle in between other fighters. He's a wrench in the game, bro. So they both gave him a nod, and that's a good thing because, see, a lot of these fighters, they want to fight Manny Pacquiao because he's because his name and legacy, he's a big earner in the sport, similar to Canelo. So he's one of the he's one of the biggest boxers as far as popularity and money wise. They know that Manny Pacquiao fight is a money fight, and a lot of boxers will grovel and bend, and they just will chomp at the bit to get a chance to fight Manny Pacquiao. No matter what Manny Pacquiao throw him, he could throw him some petty little crumbs and they'll take it. But Bud and Errol said, man, fuck you. We know our worth. We gonna leave that alone, man. I mean, that's all it would have been anyway, is a money fight for Errol or Bud. Manny doesn't even have his belt anymore. And you know what I was thinking, man? At first, they were saying how they didn't announce the Ugas fight with Errol. I think they said that's supposed to be in July. But Fox has not came out and I think announced it. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And if they didn't, man, I wonder why. Are they going to screw Ugas and end up trying to take that belt from him and give it back to Manny? Because there was talks of that early on where Manny was actually trying to petition to get his belt back. I hope they don't screw Ugas, man, and give Manny the belt. Manny don't deserve that WBA. He don't deserve the belt, man. He was holding it up for almost 2 years. Didn't want to defend his titles. It's pretty clear he's trying to run for president of his country. He needs the funds, I guess, to support that. So he's trying to find the biggest names, and the biggest name is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence in the division. But it looks like both of them said, you know what? Fuck you. So they threw a big head fake towards Manny Pacquiao. So now the question remains, what's next? What's next for Errol Spence? Well, we already know Ugas is more than likely his next opponent. What's next for Terence Crawford? Sean Porter, allegedly, they say he lost his mandatory status now. So it looks like Virgil Ortiz might be next up for Terence Crawford. Got to see how that plays out. That'll be a good fight for Bud and definitely for Virgil Ortiz. I got Terence Crawford beating him, but that's still a good learning curve for Virgil Ortiz. Shout out to them, man. Maybe, just maybe, them both giving Manny Pacquiao the big fuck you is an indicator of how close we are to a Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford fight. On quite a bit of my videos, I said I think that fight would probably take place sometime end of 2021, beginning of 2022. Realistically, man, I'm looking at, if they do fight, 2022. Then you got to think about what Bud said. I said he don't care if he gets 50-50. He still don't want the fight. which I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Why would he say that? Why would you walk away from one of the biggest paydays in your career? You know, like I said, I flame Bud, I flame Errol, because I think both of them is acting like some divas, man, in their own way, you know. But we'll see what happens through with all of this. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, drop a comment, support the channel. More to come. So what you think about Errol and Bud supposedly both turning down Manny Pacquiao fight, man? It's about time. Get him the fuck up out the sport. Manny, get the fuck up out of here, bro. You had your time. You a legend. Let these young boys do their thing, man. You in the way. I'm off this, man. Peace.